Buddy, how we doing, buddy? Should I kill myself? Or just have another cup of coffee? Oftentimes, coffee will do it for you. This is a Fuente Gran Reserva. Nice little smoke. You know another thing that can help you, caffeine's good for getting you kind of, woke up a little bit. You got to be careful with this one though. Nicotine, dude. Nicotine, man, I think I self-medicated a bit, not with cigars, with the dip. Years ago, I was using that freaking I was throwing hogs in. I was throwing freaking hogs. I mean, me and the boys just throwing freaking nukes, little piglets, little dirty Josephs in our mouth, man. Grizzly wintergreen, but I don't recommend doing that. But I remember I did it at a party, and I got nicotine sick. And then I was like, man, that's kind of lame. Don't know why people would do that. And the next week came around, there was another party. And for some reason I decided to try it again, and this time I enjoyed it. So that began my relationship with nicotine. But nowadays you don't even have to use the tobacco. You can just use the pouches or gum or a pouch or a patch on your arm. And nicotine actually has some pretty good effects on the brain. And if you're struggling, dude, have another cup of coffee, have a snooze, have a pouch, fix your mind a little bit. By the way, it is Mental Health Month, right? That's what I've heard. It's Men's National Mental Health Month. Also Pride Month. It's probably responsible for the mental health. But listen, dude, God bless you. God bless you. So, man, I thought I'd come out here and just shoot the shit with you. Really, by the way, that quote that I said, should I kill myself or have another cup of coffee? I think that was Albert Camus. That was like, yeah, should I kill myself or should I just have another cup of coffee, see if it gets better? And, mental health is a big thing for us men. It's easy to feel down. It's easy to feel lonely. Been there. To be honest, yeah, I still deal with that. It's not like it's going to go away. But what has really helped me in life, that I don't think you guys really get to see this part of me, is that I don't really take things too seriously. And someone actually mentioned this in the comment on the recent suicide video, that the best way to deal with the absurdity of life, the darkness, is to humorize things. So it's actually a huge part of my life is humor, is to not take myself too seriously, to not take myself too serious, to laugh at mistakes. I don't have to be perfect, I don't have to try to be perfect. I'm kind of free from that. And by allowing myself to not try to be perfect all the time, well, I'm able to just kind of flow. Have a bit more spontaneity. I don't need to worry about having this stick up my ass. Always worried about if I sound okay, if, I'm witty enough. And those thoughts that are telling me those things, maybe that I experienced more in my youth, they kind of begin to fade. But also, it's just made me understand, life is tough, Why ruminate? Why go into the depths and wallow there when I can just find humor? But I think it also takes a mind that sort of philosophizes to find humor. You have to think. You gotta think. Interesting. You gotta think. All right, you gotta let your mind wander. You gotta observe life, and then you can find humor in the everyday. You can find humor in people, in the situation you're in the hand that you've been dealt, and everything, really. So again, not to make this just about me, but that is something you don't see on this, because I only talk to you for a couple minutes. You don't see how I am with family, or with the women, with my friend. It's not like I'm not being fucking serious, dude. F all that. That's boring. That's boring. I would put a bullet in my brain if life had to be serious all the time. It's supposed to be fun, not uptight. People are not supposed to be stressed the fuck out all the time, angry, and I'm not gonna be a part of that. I'm not gonna fall into other people's drama. I oftentimes just stand there and be like, like, either if I say it or if it's in my head, like, what the hell are you guys stressing about? What are you guys worried about? Can't you see the bullshit this is? Smoke on it, man. So that's all you young guys. Have a laugh. Have a freaking laugh. It's good. That's a good thing. I was thinking of this concept the other day, that people with a lot of money, they tend to get other people to do stuff for them. Like, for instance, I could choose to mow the lawn, or I could mow someone else's lawn. A lot of super rich people, they have people that do their lawns, and I get it. Saves them money, whatever. But you'll start to see some people start to think that money can solve every single one of their problems. So they start to outsource to everything: the lawn, the painting, the cooking. They get their food ordered, delivered, blah blah blah, right? Everything. Just they sort of lack this, like, they lose this ability to handle shit by themselves. And I think for a man to really feel like he has weight on the earth, that he is here for purpose, which really means, like, he feels capable, right? He feels capable to handle shit, to handle things. That, like, not everything is going to stress him out or worry him. So this is called self-sufficiency. Self-sufficiency. And every man needs a bit of self-sufficiency to say, okay, there's a problem, I can handle that. Oh, my woman's got a problem, her family got it. I don't need to freak out. We can handle this shit. Right? This is for everyone. I truly believe, though, that to feel capable is of absolute importance for a man. And I wonder if so much of the mental health crisis we kind of face in the country, or globally, is because we have a lot of guys that are lonely, so they're not demanded to show up for anyone, to be there. Because I know a lot of you guys are fucking cool, man. Level-headed. I'm not exactly talking to you. I'm kind of just talking. Whoever is listening, maybe you know somebody, but you're cool. You can handle shit, but you kind of want there to be, like, you want someone to witness that. You want someone to witness that. That goes back to the concept of thumos, which I've, been promoting this idea of spiritedness. We have the High Thumos Brotherhood, our men's group, where we compete in challenges. we have meetups. But this idea that, which comes from, the Greek word thumos, which is spiritedness. But I looked it up, and you can go even deeper. It's like to feel like you are here on this earth, but you're like part of something bigger. It's like capturing a word to capture that feeling. And so when you feel like you are a part of, like, maybe this grand drama, or that you're not just like an ant, like you're not just a weasel, a rat, you're not just existing, you're actually part of this thing, dude. Like, Alexander the Great thought he was God's chosen warrior. Holy smokes. Imagine if you just believe that. Doesn't matter what the science is, doesn't matter what, this guy thought he was God's chosen, that he was literally a god. I'm not saying you should think that. I don't think that's good to think, oh, I'm a god. But I do think you're here for a reason, right? But just the belief, I'm chosen, I'm here, I'm a part of this. My footsteps have weight. My actions are worth a damn. What I do here echoes in the future. Crazy, man. Imagine what those damn Romans were thinking when they were invading Carthage, invading Africa, invading, Greece. Imagine what they thought. These military leaders just like, we're gonna go in and overthrow these imbeciles. We're gonna fucking take this land from them. Holy shit, man. Could you imagine? Oh, there's a rebel group. There's this, I forgot his name, but the guy that they were slaves. This one slave was like, no, F you guys. We're taking, we're going to get ours. We're going to get what's ours. We're going to rise up from this slavery, this slavitude. And that message, they all rallied around this guy. No, we're going to take, then they get freaking wiped out. And this guy hides in his cave with his barber and his cook. And then he gets slaughtered. He gets stabbed in the back. But, I'm just saying, holy shit, the stories of old, man. These guys were filled with thumos. Now, I know not everyone. Of course, there was plebeians. There was always going to be peasants that, are just getting eaten by lice. Literally getting eaten by lice. Drinking watered-down-ass beer. Going to the local pub to try to find a wench to lay in their little haystack for the night, where they get fucking mauled by lice. God bless them. I mean, there's all you hear about is the victors, but for the guys that truly believe, man, God bless them. They had thumos, but also the lowly had thumos. Anyone could have thumos in this life. Anyone could have that concept of, I'm here, and there's a bigger reason for me, and I'm gonna figure that out. But again, back to what I said, I think you got to have this idea of feeling, okay, I'm capable. I'm capable of this thing, and I can handle this. What life throws at me. But I know the words don't maybe resonate with the lowly, right? When you're in a dark place, it doesn't resonate with the man that has lost a hold of his dreams. Usually these talks that I have, I realize they only resonate with maybe the dreamers, with the thumatic, with the men that have, some fire in the belly. But I've realized that there's a lot of people that are suffering. And so I don't know if you can think yourself out of depression, which I've said a lot of times. And that's why, I really do recommend that, maybe you get on some meds for a little bit if shit is bad. For me, when my parents died and I was in a dark place, I started using nicotine. Nicotine kind of pulled me, like made me feel a little euphoria. And then it kind of lost the euphoria, and then it just became this thing I used. But, you know, then I realized, okay, well, I can't just rely on substances. I actually have to act, because motion equals positive emotion. So I started going to the gym, and that's when I say, you know, Yukio Mishima from Sun and Steel, that was the first step. It was like, okay, let's stop thinking about this depressing shit. Let's stop being stuck in our little caves, thinking about a night in the abyss. Let's actually go lift some steel and get under the blue skies. Soak up a little of these sweet baby rays. That's what he did. So that was the first step. And then you sort of start to develop this personal philosophy when you see your body develop, because when the body pushes up against the weight and the steel, it gets stronger, and the sinew forms on the outside and the exterior, but then on the interior, you feel like more heart, man. You feel hardy. Yeah, I can do this. I can make positive change with my body. I can do that in life. So that was the first step, to feel like you're capable, you know, to feel like you can do something. It's worthwhile, that you can withstand the crisis and the turmoil and the treacherous existence. So, you know, the overindulgence of the body became known as the gym cell. You know, the thing about the internet is, like, it gave the people that are in a dark place other people. It gave them to people to kind of relate to online. So, listen, to a lot of these guys, man, you and me are normies, and we lift and we're just normies, right? Or we're like, you know, we're NPCs, and we're not really considering. That's why I really think it's important not to think you're too intelligent. You're not so intelligent as you think, because when you are at a place where you start calling other people normies, it's just a weird place to be, man. You don't know that much. Your ego is trying to wrap you up and protect you. You're not meant to cope on this earth, man. You're meant to live, right? You're not meant to cope. You're not just to exist. You're meant to find some meaning. And that might be the most important thing you do. And it doesn't have to be through work. It doesn't have to be, but it needs to be through action. It cannot be through thinking, because thinking can only get you so far. And thinking is also corrosive, and it hurts you. I think it traps you more than anything when you think too much. So, let's say, you know, you're doing fine. For you guys that are maybe running a business, maybe you're just working at a job, you have customers, or you have people that are buying from you. Maybe you're in sales, maybe you're just talking to people over the phone, door to door, whatever, man. You know, whatever work you're doing, listen, we're going to raise it up now. After you get yourself a bit of strength, you need to focus on other people. Like, you can only go up by making other people's lives better. And that's hard to understand when you're not there. But if you guys are in a position, listen to me. Fucking listen to me, dude. My elders told me this, okay? And we cannot forget, like the Romans, the way of the elders. There's a way to do things. And this is it, is that you need to hug your customers. Seriously, it's not a joke. You hug your customers. Treat the people that you're selling to right. I'm telling you, your life will be better for it, man. When I was a bartender, dude, I was there, and I say hug your customers. Yeah, okay, maybe you need to hug your fucking customer once in a while. I'm talking metaphorically. Hug your customers. Hug the shit out of them. Squeeze them. Give them the sauce. Give them the love, man. Give them the thumos juice. Seriously, give them the thumos, man. How the hell are you going to succeed on this earth if you can't pass on a bit of thumos to other people. Holy shit, you're gonna be lonely. No one's gonna want to be around you. And it's the best for your business. It's the best. When I was in car sales, or let's just go back to the bartending. Dude, I was bartending as a young man behind that, just kind of getting the glasses squeaky clean. And I was listening to these regulars. And at first, man, I'm like, look at these filthy degenerates. I had this one guy come in every single day. Same time, same place, same seat. Ready for a Bud Light. On the dot. When I was like not there with his Bud Light, he used to be like, I'm getting thirsty over here. I'm getting thirsty. I'm like, I'm coming, John. Give me a fucking break. Yo, you damn hyena. So I get to seeing John a little more frequently. Started hearing his story. This guy been through the freaking trenches. Absolute rat cage. Divorce, strung along, just kids deserted him, health problems, working at a grocery store in the meat section. One time I saw him in the meat section, and I looked over to him. He's like cutting up this, big old piece of meat, and he's just looking. I just know how hungover he is, because I just served him his beer the night before, and I'm just like, oh God, better not buy no meat today. But dude, this guy, I mean, and I was just there, man, just trying to, give him. And I say hug your customer. Not everyone, you don't always get. All right, you give, you don't always get. This guy tipped me like $1, like literally $1 every day, and I would be serving him for hours, hearing his fucking stories. But there was people there that made my freaking night, and I made theirs, and it was an infinite game. It was a mutual game. It wasn't a zero-sum game. It wasn't a I win, you lose. It wasn't we both. It was we both win today. I showed up. I gave you my ear. I gave you my time. I made you have a great experience, and they paid me in return. And they made my night. And I've also had so many experiences where people are just giving and friendly because I've been friendly, because I've been giving. When it came to car sales, I literally have a book called Hug Your Customers, right? Hug Your Customers, that my general manager bought us. He said, read this shit. And I had just got off reading How to Win Friends and Influence People. So I kind of had this idea. And it was, the reality of it is just, like, I genuinely cared. And when you genuinely care, when you want to see the people that are listening to you, when you want to see the people that buy your product, that need your product, that want to be a part of whatever you're doing, or just want to eat your food, show up in your restaurant, you give them an experience. You care for them. I'm telling you, your life, it just makes sense. It's what we're here for, dude. There could be no other reason. So hug your customers. I would try to do whenever you're like, for instance, when someone joins a group, I try to send everyone an email because I want to make sure they get in to the group okay. And that's from me. Like I'm writing an email, reaching out to them individually. I want to make sure they got in, had no trouble, and they understand. Then in the group, I will actually message them there in the group individually, right? This is so freaking important. I had someone that joined 2 years ago. It was like, dude, I was in other people's groups online. No one reached out to me. No one said anything. When I joined and you reached out to me on the same day, within the same hour, I was like kind of mind blown. And I thought it was a bot. I'm like, no, it's not a bot. That's me. And like, and he's like, well, and then I ended up meeting him, and it's fucking awesome, dude. I don't know why how is this concept so difficult to understand, to treat people like you want to be treated. And for some reason, when you do this, your life just magically gets better. Like, that is all it takes. That's like a huge portion of having a good life, is making other people's lives better. So you got the first stage of focus on yourself, get your body right, get your health right. You hug your customers, you hug the people in your life, you treat people well, you want the best for them, individual care. The third, is like family, relationships, love. I don't know. I mean, what else? What else are you gonna do? That's the kind of the we in our culture we have such an obsession with sports figures and celebrities, actors, the guys that have reached this sort of pinnacle, exceptional greatness. They're at the peak. Majority of people, that's not gonna fucking be the case. There's nothing wrong with that. That's not how you self-actualize. There's a good life waiting for you. You just keep taking the steps, keep showing up, get good people in your life that you care about, and enjoy your freaking life. Find some work that you can do that gives you a bit of satisfaction that you're maybe good at, and develop from there. But what do I know? I think that self-sufficiency, don't lose that. I'm not saying you need to do everything by yourself, but the belief that you can is what's important. The belief that you can succeed is very important. And then I often struggle with this because you hear Arnold say this. You hear Arnold, you hear all the successful guys. Again, these are the outliers. So I don't know how we can apply this can we apply this to every man? Part of me thinks this one part is very important, is that you do need some sort of vision, but I don't know if you need the whole thing like completely figured out, because I do have faith and I do believe that there's spontaneity. I do believe that the magic happens when you set out on the path. So I don't really believe in maybe writing down every single thing, but I do think you need sort of a mental, like a picture, not like the law of attraction, but you need to have a vague idea of, why am I doing what I'm doing now? And if you're in a bad place, listen, I get it. You just need to get your fucking mind right? Like, you need to feel again. You need to maybe experience a bit of joy again in your life instead of just constant darkness. I understand that. But if you're in a place, you're a young man, if you're an old man, having a vision, being able to see something instead of just a haze. And oftentimes we start living a life where we stop seeing. We just act out of habits. We're habitual creatures. We lose the story in our head. We kind of just get up, go to work, entertain, go to sleep, repeat. Find brief moments of respite, of joy. In those times. That's why I like to have a cigar here and there, because usually I'm not recording. Usually just soaking up the sun. You're thinking. You turn off your phone, not watching anything. You're just kind of thinking about your life. You're taking a bird's eye view. Where am I? There's a bit of gratitude in there. Look at where I've come from. Proud of that guy that was before, his actions. Maybe some things you don't feel too proud about. That's okay. You let them go. Where do we want to go from here? What does it look like? You start to be like you had this paintbrush. You start to see it in your mind's eye. You start to visualize, right? They always talk about, the great athletes talk about visualizing. Arnold was like, you gotta have a vision. When he was in Austria, he was like, I knew, and I could see myself in America, and I could see myself on that stage. He said he could envision himself when he was, flexing. I could envision myself winning. And then he had this vision of him being an actor, and then he had a vision of him being the governor. And I don't think everyone's blessed to have such extraordinary vision. But again, back to the belief factor and the thumos to know that, to feel like I am a part of this grand theater. And maybe the vision is not completely clear, but you're figuring that shit out. You're gonna figure it out. You just take one step at a time, day by day. You don't let the thoughts override you, weigh you down. You just kind of keep one step at a time. Then the vision kind of becomes a little more clear, or it changes. Things happen. I tell you this though, ask yourself what's important. Like what is important? Because as what I've noticed too is you become a little more powerful in body, mind, spirit. As you develop more relationships, you'll have more people that like want to change maybe your vision. And oftentimes it's not a bad thing. It's like people lending themselves to your life. They say like, let's do this, let's do this. There's a lot of different noise, and it's not bad. There's no reason to hate, but you can never you never want to like betray yourself. You never want to betray yourself too much. Not even too much, but you never want to go too far off the path that you believe in, because then you get hijacked by someone else's vision, by someone else's dream. You start to forget. And I think many men, probably a lot of our fathers, had their dream hijacked by our mom. Not even by our mom, but by like a world that maybe didn't even let them dream. And maybe that's the problem these days. Like, a lot of people stop dreaming, but God bless our fathers, man. It probably happened to a lot of our dads, if you think about it. And if you look at your dad and he seems a bit beaten up, well, probably lost his vision. And he probably just got stressed, man. So I don't know about your dad, You guys know your dads. We don't need to go in that too much, but listen, man, just have faith, dude. You gotta have some faith. Faith is big as a mustard seed. You can move mountains. You can move mountains. Might take you a while. Might need a big shovel. Might need a whole crew, but eventually you'll move a mountain. Guys, it'd be nice to hang out sometime. I don't know. It'd be nice to hang out with you. Be nice to hear from you. If you're not in our group yet, listen, you get free access at level 80. I'm not trying to push it. I'm not trying to sell you. But I do think that you would enjoy it. I do think that you'd enjoy the challenges. Maybe give you that push you need, that bit of accountability. So what is today, the 11th? We got 2 days to join our Sun and Seal Challenge. This is our annual challenge, 3 months. We got a bunch of guys. It's going to be a huge summer challenge. So join us if you'd like. Come talk with me. We're going to start planning a meetup here. But, God is good. Life is good. I've been walking 10K steps. Really pushing for that 10K steps. Just trying to move more. That'll fix your mind. Mental health month, huh? Get in the gym, lift some weights, get some sun, have another cup of coffee, right? Get your tests right. We'll have a blow your balls up on a budget. Another video on that, because I got more to say about that. But dude, testosterone makes you feel, your test is up, you feel like you can do anything. Testosterone makes you feel more optimistic. Testosterone high thumos is high test. So let's live a healthy life. Let's live an enjoyable life. Live with joy. Live with peace. Live with humor. Stop being so serious. Take some magnesium. Seriously, relax yourself. Take some magnesium. Have some peace. Have some faith. Faith and thumos. All right, man. Have a blessed day. I'll see you guys soon. Let me know if you want to talk about anything you're dealing with personally. Love to hear about it. I want to talk to you. I want to figure some shit out. All right? All right, thumos. Peace.